The Lobster. Let's talk about it. So this movie's directed by a guy named Yorgos Lanthimos, and he and David Lynch need to go get a cup of coffee if they haven't already, because this movie is really weird. It's bizarre as all hell. In so many good ways, though. In fact, if you want to get a taste of what this guy's films are like, go rent the 2009 foreign film art house hit called Dogtooth. But enough about that, let's talk about The Lobster. Now, I'm going to give you a heads up, this premise is going to sound ridiculous, and it is, but that is just the way that this world works, so brace yourself. So the film follows David. Now, David's wife has left him, she's gone, and apparently as an adult, if you reach more than 45 days of being single, you will be turned into an animal of your choice. So David checks himself into this hotel/institution that helps you find your life partner, but eventually after many failures to connect with anybody, he leaves this hotel to go join the loners. Now the loners are people that are trying to evade this whole changing into an animal after 45 days, policy, and they live in the woods and they're hunted by other people, including the people at this hotel and police. But after having dedicated himself to this life of loneliness with this clan, he finds a fellow loner played by Rachel Weisz, both of which start falling in love with each other, which complicates everything. That all being said, let's get into the good and the bad, starting with the good. First of all, if you like subtle, nightmarish horror movies, that's what this is. This movie, did you hear that premise? You get turned into an animal after 45 days of being single? That's terrifying. In the same vein as David Lynch's nightmarish Eraserhead, which is about the horrors of fatherhood, this film is about the horrors of how society views those who have found a partner and a soulmate and those who have not. And to that point, the director is able to create this ridiculous society so effectively such that I totally believe that this is real. This is really how the society functions. And the people in this society, or at least the people that go to this hotel, they are so bizarre and so silly that they're like joyless versions of the aliens from Galaxy Quest, if you can think that far back. And all the world building that goes on, combined with the ridiculous individuals in this movie, really makes for some very surreal and bizarre humor that's just really funny. I was laughing throughout most of this movie. I also gotta say that there's some very violent sequences, some of which are actually kind of funny in their own right. But just be warned, some of the violent moments in this movie can be a little bit visceral, a little bit graphic, and a little bit cringeworthy, so fair warning. And while the writing definitely contributes to the humor, it's the actors and their performances that bring it all home. Colin Farrell, Rachel Weisz, and John C. Reilly better be considered for Academy Awards in this. They are so fantastic. Colin Farrell basically just transcends this role. He is so fantastic. I didn't see him at a point in time, and that's not just because he put on 40 pounds for the role. Between In Bruges, Fright Night, Saving Mr. Banks, and now this movie, Colin Farrell has proven that he is a very talented actor and that he's got a ton of versatility. And lastly, this movie is beautifully filmed in the Irish countryside and has some very stunning slow motion shots that's accompanied with a magnificent musical score that accentuates some of the madness that happens in this film. But now on to a couple dislikes that I had with the movie. The movie probably could have benefited from being 20 minutes shorter, and it drags at times, in particular the third act. But that's about it. That's about all I got in terms of negatives. But that being said, I cannot recommend this movie to everyone. If you're more of a mainstream film goer, that's great. Don't see this movie. If you like art house independent film, yeah, maybe give this one a shot. And with that being said, this movie is a movie theater movie for me because it made me laugh. It made me really scared. It made me want to think about what it's trying to say about our society. Yes, it's a little bit overlong. Yes, it drags at times, but the good heavily outweighs the bad. So I got to give The Lobster a 4.1 out of 5. But that's just what I think. Take it or leave it. What do you guys think? Have you heard of this movie? Have you seen it? Let me know down in the comment section what you think. Let's talk about it. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up button if you like this video and subscribe to my channel so we can do this again soon. I'll check you later.
Check you later. Hey man, get off my case.
Oh man. Chicks don't want to hear that shit.